Team, there's a problem when it comes to camouflage that a lot of people have, and I'm sure that it's not you, but I want to explain something to you from my foxhole and my perspective based off of my years of experience of working out in a lot of different environments. And I'm not going to insult your intelligence by telling you to like the video or subscribe. Like, you guys know how to do YouTube a lot better than I do. Just like I'm not going to insult your intelligence in this video by explaining what the 7 S's are, because actually the problem is that mnemonic of having 7 S's is part of the problem. We get locked into this two-dimensional way of thinking about and approaching camouflage. So not too long ago I posted a photo as kind of a challenge to see if somebody could find me in a photo. And I had hundreds of responses, and only one person was able to send me a photo and have me correctly identified. And even that was a wild guess that they said. But they got lucky, right? So good on them. They got my free PDFs. So why does this happen? So I posted a video earlier of me walking through the woods. It was Operation Apache, dedicated to those at Hamburger Hill. And I had a lot of feedback from that one, as well as, hell or high water, that the camouflage I was using was wrong. I was wearing tiger stripe, right? I'm looking forward to hearing what your favorite camouflage pattern is, if you have one, whether it's M81 woodland, whether it's, old school, just green dungarees, if it's OCP, if it's tiger stripe, if it's Marpat, whatever it is. Leave a comment down below for which one your personal favorite is. Maybe it's just for your area. They said your color of your camouflage was wrong. They said I could see the shine on your weapon because it's black, even though it was not black. Riggs is upset too. You can hear him going nuts. He's trying to dig up a stick. Said I could see your silhouette moving through the woods. Your shoulders, your head. I could see your pack. Good grief, dog. You just want to chase that stick, don't you? Just wants to play. I'll keep him busy for a second. I throw out challenges, and it's an open challenge to test myself or anybody else. If you think you can find me, then let's set a date and a location, and we can work through a scenario. So while we don't need to track you, I can see you clear as a day. And the problem, of course, here again is we approach camouflage in a two-dimensional format or two-dimensional approach. You see, team, I think ultimately it doesn't matter what your camouflage pattern is, with a little caveat, right? If you're in an open field, if you are in a desert environment, if it's completely arid, there is no vegetation, and you have 100% line of sight, well, yes, some things are going to matter more than others. If you're operating in a contested environment, some things will matter a little bit more than others. But out here in this environment, man, you could have been wearing UCP, and you're going to find that you can make it effective. Because I think if you look back through history, you're not going to find any time when somebody's location was discovered because of a camouflage pattern or lack thereof. What you're going to find is locations were discovered based off of two other factors that nobody talks about when it comes to camouflage. And that's noise and movement. Breaking those two things is far more important than making sure that you have the right camouflage pattern on. Maybe there's some scenarios where camouflage helped somebody, for sure. But patrols aren't identified because of a camouflage pattern. Patrols are identified, LPOPs are identified because somebody broke noise discipline or somebody broke light discipline in that movement. That is what catches your eye, not a particular pattern or lack thereof. And so all it takes, and the reason why people couldn't find me, let's look at this video of that photo from the challenge and see if you can see where I'm at. The thing of it is there's only one layer of small saplings in between myself and the camera. Just that one layer of vegetation is all it took to keep people from identifying where I was at. Had so many responses that said I was over here, or over there, or even up in the trees like a freaking predator. Getting smarter in our ability to look out into an area. And of course cameras are deceiving, and I get that. But getting smarter and understanding how to read the terrain takes time, it takes effort, it takes practice and rehearsal. But more importantly, when you're on the operations side of the house and you're the one trying to conceal your location, you need to know and to understand that you could be wearing M81, which is a badass camouflage pattern. You could be wearing fleck turn, OCP, tropic OCP, or whatever that you want to wear. But you need to know and utilize two things out here. And one, it is the vegetation. And two, it is micro terrain features. Keeping things in between you and that observing party. And when you're set, you need to go to the enemy's point of view and look at your position from there. Same thing that you would do if you're setting up an ambush up on a hill. You want to get on that trail or on that road, and you want to look at it from that enemy's perspective and point of view. Can you see where your position is at? If you can, then odds are, again, it's not your uniform pattern. It's not utilizing natural vegetation or micro terrain features. Those two things are key and critical in obscuring anybody's ability to be able to identify your location. And as we know, once you have target identification, the ability to locate, close with, and destroy becomes that much easier. So you need to put everything back into your favor. Take time and effort into your position, into your operations. Just like when you're plotting points for a land nav course, man, you gotta plot twice and make sure that everything is right before you step out. He wants me to throw the stick, but he didn't want to give the stick up. What are you gonna do now, huh? His nose is too good. He's gonna find that in like 15 seconds. Team, I understand why It happens. We get lost in things that are doctrinally based and they're sound. Again, those 7 S's when it comes to camouflage. We get lost in movies, in videos, and quote unquote subject matter experts and what they say about camouflage. And all of these things can be all well, true, and good, but just missing those key elements. Again, analyzing your terrain. Like even out here, there is so much micro terrain features and vegetation that can be used to hide your location. And I'll tell you what we'll do before we leave is I'm going to go out to a couple spots. I'm going to get behind. I'm just going to take a knee. Like I'm not going to take time to prep a position. We'll go down with rigs. We'll get set up. And I'll shine a flashlight. And you tell me if you saw me, right? It should be too easy. Right? And that's just a couple layers of vegetation, 15 paces out. Of course, if you're walking on the road, you could have seen me. Cameras can be deceiving. But that's why it's important to get out there and work on mastering your craft and developing your tactical virtue. Team, I appreciate all you guys. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts and your comments down below about camouflage, as well as just some basic ideas and thoughts about noise and light discipline. As we all continue to do those two things, master our craft and develop our tactical virtue. Team, I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. And before we leave, team, you know, there's this idea I've been thinking about, and it's I know that so many of us struggle day in and day out. But if there's something that you can draw some hope from and some encouragement from, I hope it's this. Don't forget all of the storms that you have battled through, all of it that has raged against you up until now, until this day. And the fact that you're still here after getting through all of that crap and all those storms of life, you're still here. So whatever storm that is coming against you now, draw on the strength and the conviction that you have made after making it through those storms. Don't forget the storms that you've been through when you're facing the storms of today. Stay out there, keep encouraging each other, yourself, your family, your loved ones, and reach out if you need a hand to get you through a challenging time. Team, if you want to master your craft and develop your tactical virtue, Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on future content. Consider becoming a channel member. It's going to give you exclusive access to content not available to anybody else. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.